Listen, when I tell you DC is cooking, grilling, sauteing, flambeing, so much in fact that I actually picked up a Superman comic. And I haven't done that in years because, I'm pro Batman and all that. But even with Superman, it is cooking. Superman number 19. What are we waiting on? Roll that intro, cuz. What's going on, Geek Corner? This is your boy, Earth Smack, the Mad Scientist, and this is the Orange Phoenix Show, comic book declassified, where we talk about the most recent issues in comics, as well as past issues in comics, as well as character bios, if you ask for it. And if you are a new visitor to the Orange Phoenix channel, do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell. And if you are a returning subscriber, you already know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button. Share it with some like-minded souls that's not subscribed to the channel, because the more likes we get, the more subscribers we get, the better content we can give you. And you might want to stick around to the end of this show, because I would give you another comic book story recommendation, because you already know our motto, reading is fundamental. And go ahead and support your comic book store. And go ahead and keep reading, man, because reading should not be a lost art in these parts. But today, we're talking about Superman number 19, so let's get into it. So Superman number 19, writer is Joshua Williamson, colorist is Alejandro Sanchez, letterer Ariana Mahir, variant cover artist is Simone DeMeo, Carla Cohen, Ben Oliver, Chris Samney, David Barron, and Dan Mora is the artist and cover artist. And this takes place after the events of Absolute Power. Now, remember when we covered Absolute Power, everybody got their powers back, but some abilities got divvied up to different individuals. Some people that never had powers in the first place got powers. Some people that have powers got their powers enhanced. It's a little different. But if you don't remember what I'm talking about, go ahead and read Absolute Power number 4. And I did cover Absolute Power number 4, and the link will be in the description below. So don't worry about that. But it starts out with Superman talking to the Time Trapper. And the Time Trapper is basically just giving Superman, hey, man, we done this dance before. And Superman responds like, listen, we fought many times. You will lose, dude. I'm Superman. And Time Trapper says, the great philosopher Tenzil Kim once speculated that as long as there is a Superman, there is hope in the universe for a better tomorrow. But here you are, the last son of everything. If you won't do what needs to be done, I will find someone who will. And at this point, it was like, okay, that's ominous, right? Like maybe he may show back up in the comic, but we gonna go into this. But now, again, this takes place after the events of Absolute Power. Lois is the editor-in-chief of the Daily Planet. She is boss lady. I mean, if you didn't see that coming, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's really bossy. Like, I go back to Lois and Clark, The Real Adventures of Superman. Like, that's one of my favorite series in Superman, even though Dean Cain has his, certain views in real life. But the show itself is really good. And Lois has always been the bossy type. Like, she's definitely a future CEO. And for her running the Daily Planet, that is great. Jimmy's still doing what he's doing, and he's trying to get a picture of Superwoman because Superwoman is the talk of the town, and he can't quite get a picture of that. So Lois basically telling like, listen, do what you got to do. Do what needs to be done. But all of a sudden, she noticed there is an explosion out in Metropolis. And she goes into the closet and she runs into Clark. And typically, in this time period, now, just because I didn't read in the Superman comics doesn't mean I didn't know that Lois knew Clark was Superman. I been knew that. That's common knowledge. So they run into each other in the closet, and they basically like have this awkward moment, like, hey, hi. And the next thing you saw were two shirts getting ripped. And the next panel you see Lois is Superwoman. She is flying around with her husband, Clark Kent, as Superman. So you got Superman and Superwoman. Now, this intrigues me, but go back to this other panel now. Let me tell you something. As a reporter at the Daily Planet, if Kat saying I needed to see Lois at 10 a.m. to go over a new feature, but she said she had a meeting with you, and the other guy says, what are you talking about, Kat? She told me she had a 10 a.m. meeting. with you, and then you get this speed of light going down the hallway. Put two and two together. That's the one thing that always like irks me. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we can't figure out this is Superman. All he did was take off his glasses. That's all he did. Like, come on, man. You can't figure that out. But either way, Lois Lane is Superwoman. Okay, and they're flying around, and who they're going after is very unimportant. It's Atomic Skull, and like meet my Atomic Zoo. They make quick work of him. Just forget all that. That's not really important information. But there is a super core tower where they are monitoring Lois, and you notice that it says that no, this is something else. We believe Dr. Foreman, Mr. Kraft experimented on Albert the same way they did Parasite. Superwoman's powers continue to read as stable, Director Graves. And Superwoman, I know you can hear me. You're good to use the frost breath, but heat vision is a big no-no. My team suspects it burns up too much of solar energy in your cells, and we don't know if you're absorbing it like Superman does. So this is new. It's a newfound power for Lois. Like, this is something very brand new, and they're trying to be very, very careful on how to use Lois's powers and or whatever, because at any moment's notice, she could lose these abilities. Like, she could just fall out the sky. And I think that's the primary reason why Superman is flying with Lois, because at any moment's notice, this thing can be over. So they make quick work of Atomic Skull. But the other surprising thing about this is Lex Luthor, because the doctor says that would be Lena Luthor, ma'am. He's like, where is she exactly? She's basically talking to her father, and her father has no memory whatsoever of him being Superman's enemy or being the person that wanted to kill Superman. He states, yeah, I don't remember this at all. And I got to be honest with you, Lena, I don't think I want to. So the threat of Lex Luthor is no longer there. But Lena is part of the Super Corps and helping out Lois and Clark. And again, Jimmy don't have a picture of Lois. So as they're flying around, it's Superman says, but I don't think anything could have trained me for the flying. I've flown with you, but to experience it on my own is something else. I don't know how you ever slow down and let your feet touch the ground. And Superman, like, speaking of that, we should really get back to work. And she's like, we will. I'll speed read everyone's stories and send back notes. And he was like, honey, like, listen, he's trying to like tighten the reins a little bit. Like, hey, hold up for a minute. Slow down. Don't get too crazy on me, because these are new powers you got. I get what you're saying. But she continues to say, you never told me the air smelled different up here. And they basically get another distress call, and cars is being flinged all over the place, all over the streets. And they go see what the commotion is about, and come to find out it is no other than the man himself, Doomsday. You know that Doomsday, the Doomsday that beat the crap out of Superman, the Doomsday that killed Superman, the Doomsday that had Superman in Lois's arms crying her eyes out because Superman is bleeding. That Doomsday. Now, last time we checked with Doomsday, he was trapped in hell, but he was trying to punch his way out of hell, and it seems to me that he got out of it. And that is a serious, serious problem. Now, and the doc says this, you heard the boss. Get all available units at Superman and Superwoman's location now. Contact the Watchtower. We need the League on standby in case this gets bad. If this is anything like the first time Superman fought Doomsday, when she flashes back, then we're in for one hell of a fight. But Lois is like, you got me now, and I have superpowers, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna throw them hands like you throwing hands, Clark. That's how I'm gonna do it. And Clark was like, listen, man, chill out. He says Doomsday is not some giant robot or misunderstood monster. He's an unstoppable force of nature. Get out of here, regroup with the family now. She's like, nah, this is my fight too. He know not to backtalk Lois too much. You know, it's kind of like Goku and Chi-Chi dynamic. He was like, all right, then follow my lead. And then all of a sudden, things stop. There's no sound, no nothing. And he recognizes this, and he realizes that it's Time Trapper. And Time Trapper talks to him and says, have you told Lois yet that you will watch her wither with age and die? That you will outlive everything? All your family, friends will be like sand in an hourglass as they waste away, forgotten to time. Of course, in some timelines, I witness you choose to live a normal life among the humans, a life without power. How selfish to deny the future of Superman. Cut to the chase. You can visit anywhere in time. Why are you here now? He says, because this moment is special. The horror that happens next will decide the fate of everything. Now, I have died many times before, once at your own hands, back when you knew me as Doomsday. Yo, what is this? What is this? Like, Doomsday is the time trapper, and he says, we have been enemies for a millennia, Superman, but now I need your help. Of all things, Doomsday is time trapper. Like, I did not see this coming. This is some new heat. When I tell you DC is popping hot, DC is popping hot. And we will see, and it got me intrigued. Let's see what Superman number 20 says. Okay. And that is the end of our show, man. And again, we got our another comic book recommendation. And this recommendation is Batman Court of Owls. Man, listen, you might want to check that out. That's another DC compact comic for only $9.99. The whole entire story. You can read that in your bed. It's a coffee table book. Go ahead and check that out. Batman Court of Owls. Check that out. I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Again, if you are a new visitor to the channel, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell. And if you are a returning subscriber, which most of y'all are, hey, go ahead and hit that like button because you already know what time it is to share this video. So until next time, y'all, peace.